Hi ladies, we're back again, continuing our talk on Africana Womanism. The characteristics are whole and authentic that we're talking about in this video. And specifically, we're looking at the career and how that contributes to the Africana woman's wholeness, okay? Now, when I say the word career, I say that word very lightly because I think there's a connotation for career that almost sounds like, establishing a long running tenure with a company, but that's not the career that Hudson-Weems is referencing. So there's another word, vocation, that is more, that I think is better fitting as we're explaining this, right? Because we want to help y'all really understand what this part of the Africana woman's wholeness is about.
And as we look at this discussion from the cultural scripture, the book of Nia, chapter 4, verse 3 says, personal purpose that translates itself into a vocation and commitment which involves and benefits the community. So when one is talking about a career, we know that your career is your personal purpose, right? You go to these careers and you want to make something, do very well at a job. You may be a doctor, you may be a truck driver, you may be a specialist at the school cafeteria, whatever it may be. You want to do well at it, and you may go there, you may win awards, and you may reach a very high level at that. But that's a personal purpose. But it's in the career. But I don't believe that this is what the Africana woman is more specifically concerned about. She takes that personal purpose and she translates it into a vocation and a commitment, which ultimately benefits the community. Because remember, she's looking for wholeness and completeness. And remember earlier, the discussion was on family, home, and now it's on career. Remember, these are all pieces of this pie. So this wholeness and completeness is not a personal deal. It's more of a way for her to ensure that pie is complete. And with a career, the vocation is the vocation, and the commitment to share it throughout the community and the family is where the culture and the scripture moves us to.
Right, absolutely. And all of these pieces are grounded in culture.
Yep. Everything has to be rooted in culture. Everything that the Africana woman thinks about, she has to think about it in the context of culture. What does the culture instruct her to do? She has to dialogue with the best of the scripture, the Nguzo Saba, the teachings, to help her develop that system and that wholeness that she seeks and desires, and that is ultimately beneficial to her in the long run.
Yes, and Hudson-Weems also points out that while the career is an important piece, it never supersedes the family, right? There is a balance between family, home, and career, with family always being the number one priority.
Absolutely.
And just to expand on what you were saying about, possibly you're winning awards at your job, you're doing a great job at your career. That's wonderful, ladies. But we don't leave it there, right? We take those skills that we've learned, we take the knowledge that we've acquired, and we bring that to our community and help our community to further thrive. Okay?
Absolutely.
Yeah. So it does not just stop at the job. All right.
It does not stop with your personal desires of achievement, right? It does not stop with your personal. We know in culture know that there is a you, right? But there also knows that there is an I am because we are, and it knows that we are. That's communal, right?
Say that, brother.
So even in your career, and you're doing very well, and you're reaching the highest levels of that career, you have to ensure that on that journey, your priority is to use that vocation for the community and make that commitment for the family and the community.
Yes, because the Africana woman, she takes pride in her work. She understands the value and dignity that goes along with work. And she also, I lost my thought. She doesn't just pour into her job. Okay. She makes sure that she's also always pouring into her family and her community. Okay. So just wanted to be sure to express that.
But that's a really good point. A lot of people believe that they're pouring into the community, and they're not getting anything back. Pouring into the community, the reward is already there, right? But that has to be priority. What we're wanting to push, and I'm guessing your main priority here is when you're talking about the Africana woman, her priorities as it relates to career is family first.
Absolutely.
Well, she may be really good at her career. She worked hard to get to it. It was all done with family in mind.
Absolutely.
It's what I'm getting from the Africana woman.
Absolutely. Yes. Okay. Yes. You said it on point. So I'm just going to read through my notes to make sure that there wasn't something else that I wanted to add to the discussion. I said, I think it's typically best when we can do work that we're passionate about, like turning our hobbies or interests into income generators. Like I enjoy making jewelry. I enjoy sewing. It's great when we can make jobs out of that, right? But I do understand that that's not always the case. And oftentimes it's not enough to make ends meet, okay? So while I do celebrate when we're able to turn the things that we enjoy into money-making jobs, I also very much regard the fulfillment that comes from work, even if the work is something that we may not particularly enjoy. Okay? And you said about the Africana woman, her fulfillment comes from pouring into her community. And that's exactly the point that I was making here, that as an Africana woman, your ultimate fulfillment comes from the fact that your work is helping the family. Okay? I want to also point to the Msingi, the book of Ujamaa, chapter 2, verses 5 through 6. It says, and I'm loosely paraphrasing, but our culture dictates that we have respect for the dignity and obligation of work because we all have a part to play, right? Every member of the family is contributing to the family. And to respect work is to appreciate its value. Okay, the value that working together brings into the home. Okay. It is the fundamental activity by which we create ourselves, define and develop ourselves, and confirm ourselves in the process as both persons and a people.
As persons and a people. So it in culture recognizes person, you, and the people, the group. The Nguzo Saba and Nguzo Sabis understand that. We know that there is a distinction there, but we know that we're all working together in a communal fashion, right? And that's it's very important because we don't want to isolate anyone. We don't want you saying, well, to be feeling as if, well, I need to just be doing me. And that's just it, right? So this is not a recipe that we like to follow for those that study the Nguzo Saba, the Nguzo Sabis. This is just, it's not a good path to take. And as it relates to the Africana woman and her wholeness, understanding and studying the scripture helps her really piece this stuff together. It's, as you say, there are some women that are working in the home. They may own jewelry businesses. They may own whatever other type of things where they're working in the home versus the lady who has that job at the, she's a partner at the law firm. It's, that's a different type of career. But even our ladies that have those type of jobs, those careers, partners at law firms, their priorities and their values are rooted in the principles. And that's really important so that they don't lose themselves.
Yes.
Okay?
Yes.